Hello, dear friends. Welcome to another study of the Spiritist magazine. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today we have a brand new issue 61, celebrating 15 years of the first publication of the Spiritist magazine. What a blessing to be here with you, sharing on this very important moment where we share, because sharing is caring. We share one of the articles from the Spiritist magazine, and we hope to inspire you so that you can go out and find the Spiritist magazine at spiritistmagazine.org so that you can read it, you can meditate on it, you can then use it in your daily life. This is the homepage of the Spiritist magazine. Let me make it bigger for you. spiritistmagazine.org. New issue, brand new issue with many different wonderful articles for you and I to enjoy. Many links to do the PDF download of any of the articles that you want, any of the issues you want to acquire free of charge. A little page about the Spiritist magazine itself, a contact form. Remember, you can always write to the editor-in-chief at spiritistmagazine@gmail.com. We also have a direct link to the new release, how beautiful, high quality. If you'd like to, you can download the app for your app store, your Google Play Store. There's a link to the Facebook page of the Spiritist magazine, where also the Spiritist magazine. Okay, it wants me to do something. So where you can also find the links to the Spiritist magazine and all the previous issues and this recording as well. This study is there. In addition, even though the issues are free of charge, there are charges. There are in this world, right? There are costs associated with publishing of the magazine. So we encourage you, if you can, to donate not only to the Spiritist magazine, but also to Kardec Radio and your Spiritist centers, because we want to pay the rent, we want to pay the bills, the website costs, etc. The Spiritist magazine doesn't have a physical location, but it needs to live on the internet, and there are costs associated with having these beautiful teachings. spiritistmagazine.org is where you will be finding all of these. It's very simple. You just go to PDF download, you select, oops, I passed one. You select the issue you want, in our case, issue 61. You hit a go to link, and the PDF will download inside your browser right here. And you can navigate on the left hand. If you click this one here, I'm using a Mac, but it might look different where you are. There should be somewhere a download little icon, and if you download it, it will download to your computer. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to close this window for now, and I'll share what the PDF looks like on my computer, the PDF version of the magazine. That's what I use. There's no fanciness. We want to encourage you to use this mechanism also to study at your Spiritist Center, at your gospel at home. Many of these articles are first time in English at the Spiritist magazine, so we want to make sure we are utilizing the resources that the superior spirits bring to us as well. There's always an article from the book Spiritist Conduct, a letter from the editor-in-chief, a table of contents. And then we're going to scroll all the way down to an article titled Health and Balance. So if you're following this, I'm going to remove my thumbnails on the side where I navigate to focus only on this article. And this article is written or dictated by the Spirit under Luiz through the blessed mediumship of Francisco Cândido Xavier. And today's 2 days from in the birthday and anniversary of Chico Xavier. So we thank him and Emmanuel for their dedication and service and everything that he has done for the Spiritist movement and all of the resignation that he had to have to give off of himself, forgetting of the things of this world to provide 400 plus books for us to enjoy, being steps of life being one of them. So let's start looking at, there are 10 items here that we want to look at so that we can ensure health and balance. So I'm going to move things around so that we can only see one at a time. Sometimes people go ahead, we want to dissect it, we want to digest it. Just as when you ingest food, it takes a long time for your system, for your body to break down the molecules that are then absorbed in your intestine. Then you can reuse it to build the different parts of your body. Here we want to dissect, we want to enjoy, we want to meditate upon. So it's not a brief read, although if you have the app on your phone or on your tablet, you can wait in line to pay for the groceries, for the coffee, or whatever activities you do, you can read it that way as well. So he says, to ensure health and balance, promise yourself to. Sometimes we say, if we only knew what to do. Yes, we do. The Spirit from the Luiz is going to tell us right here. He says, feel yourself under God's design each day through prayer and maintain a clear conscience, safeguarding yourself against ideas of guilt. How often do we feel immersed in God's love, under God's design each day? How often during the week, during the month? Do we at all feel under God's design? There's a plan. There's a reincarnatory plan for each and every one of us. In the book Right Path, Emmanuel says that you incarnated on this earth, and all of the yous in the discarnate plane, the spirit world, we all have a unique mission in the universe. And there's God's design for progress, for harmony, for justice. How often do we feel under his designs? The superior spirits who guide our progress, who know more than we do, who have crossed the paths that we have had, know and guide us. And we have choices to make along the way. It's a plan, right? But we can deviate from the plan. So how often do we feel ourselves? Because that's important to feel, to ensure health and balance is to feel ourselves. And how do you do that? Through prayer. And it says safeguarding against guilt in the book Evolution to Worlds and others. Angela Luiz explains when you have guilt from the past, from things we've said and done or not done to others, because sometimes omission in the good is not, is detrimental to other people's lives. Then we can create nodules in our paraspiritual tissues that in the next life may manifest it into disease, or create monoideistic scenarios where we are trapping ourselves in that scenario. So when we pray, we can feel the loving presence of the Spirit helping us, guiding us. How often do we do that? 2, give your best in whatever you may be doing. No bare minimum Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays. We do the best in whatever we're doing. You are at the Spiritist Center. do your best. You are at school, do your best. You are at work, you do your best. You're driving, you do your best. Because we are here to help one another. And when we do things halfway, we don't do it well, other people have to come and redo it, or even ourselves. We have to redo it in a different circumstance in this life or in the future life. 3, keep heart and mind, attitude and word, acts and manners in the constant inspiration of the good. So how is your heart feeling today in this inspiration of the good? How is your mind, the balance between the heart and the mind? Attitude, how we present ourselves, and words, what we say. Acts, what we do, and manners, how we are around others. The constant inspiration of the good. So when I see myself under the designs of God, knowing, trusting that there are plans, Jesus is at the helm of this planet, the planet's evolution since the beginning, since its design in inception. 4.5 billion years ago, he and the Superior Spirit come together to create the planet Earth, and he's been waiting, designing the planet until he was able to sustain life and sustain human life, so on. Jesus is always known, as this is going to air in the time of Easter in the U.S., he is known for keeping heart and mind, attitude, word, acts, and manners in constant connection with God, the ultimate source of all good. 4, selflessly serve your neighbor within the reach of your strength. Selflessly serving someone is something that we're lacking today. We have to say what it is. Many anonymous missionaries, people of good, people like you and I, are all throughout the earth helping and serving. But we are focused on what's lacking. But a lot of us are going with the current, or swimming with the tide. We just go. Wherever the culture goes, we go. It's about pleasure, enjoying. You only live once. Let's play, playground, activities, and we're not selflessly serving anybody. Because even what in your neighborhood, where God puts you, there is a need. And if there isn't, please write in the comments on we want to move there. If there's no need, because then we can help others. But every neighborhood, wealthy or not, big or small, there is someone in there that's just waiting to have the help. And not because they may be lazy or indifferent, because it's hard. Have you ever had to ask for help? And that's why people don't ask for help, because it can be humiliating. So are we selflessly serving our neighbor? Remember, the title of this chapter is Health and Balance. To ensure health and balance, Andrea Luiz says in the beginning, promise yourself to selflessly help, serve. Rejoice in the happiness of others. Not the happiness of the likes on Instagram, which are valid if they're from people close from us, the dopamine hit, but really feeling like good when someone accomplishes something for their life that moves them forward. When they've been able to wrestle with laziness and they go and do things, or they're not feeling well and they start feeling better, when they conquer a disease, when they're volunteering, really feel good for each other. Do we feel rejoicing in the happiness of other Spiritist centers that are maybe doing more because they've been around longer or have more people around? We want to be like them. We want to do more, but we want to rejoice when they do well as well. Forget negative conversations and opinions that you have read and heard. This is something important because sometimes we focus on the negative. We have a snapshot of someone's life, and then we focus on what they're lacking, the negative and the negative. And sometimes we have to turn off the devices, the TV, the newspaper, if anybody receives newspaper anymore these days. And then we have to take ourselves away from that stimuli and not pass it along, because now we're in the realm of gossip. Why, when we pass along something negative, first it may make that person unhappy when they were perfectly content to begin with, and then we are poisoning them. Second, it may not be true because my truth is different from yours. So we only see one facet of any given person or any given situation. So we can't make, only God knows everything. So we can't make comments or conclusions. So let's forget those negative conversations and let's focus on the good. Excuse me. At least add a little, oh, I'm sorry. Oops. Add a little more joy and hope to every person with whom you are in contact. Bring the joy and happiness. Talk to them. Say hi, good morning, smile. Now we are out of the mask phase. Smile to people. Acknowledge the hard work they're doing. Last time you went to a store, there was a long line, a bunch of grumpy people to the cashier. Say hi to them. Say hi to the janitor. Smile at the people at the traffic light. Go home and rejoice that God is granting us one more opportunity in this life. So add a little bit more joy and hope. Let's not be hope stealers. When people come to us and lay out their plans and their hearts, not just focus on what's not going to happen, we encourage them. We help them see the positives and negatives. We let them decide because they don't want to co-create. They don't want to tell people to do things, and now there are consequences, and now you're enmeshed and entrenched on that situation. Admire the noble qualities of those whom you interact. Encourage them to develop them. Like, focus on the good. Chapter 10 of the book Foreign Life. See the good, feel the good, mold the good, seek the good. Feel the good around you, always focusing on what people do best and how they can um, encourage them to develop. Noble qualities, kindness, manners, politeness, understanding, compassion, indulgence, patience, all of those noble qualities. Ability to delay gratification, very important because we are in the instant society. And when we can't wait for things, because we have eternity to develop these. And God gave us a specific set of circumstances, a circle of influence, and now we are here today. And we can't do it all. There's only 80, 90 years. The life expectancy in the US is between 75 and 82, I believe. 75 for male, 80 some for females. So that's nothing compared to eternity. So in this lifetime, what are the noble qualities that you would like someone to notice and encourage and help you develop? Do you know someone who have those noble qualities that you want to have? I see someone who is always kind, always smiling. Go there and ask them, how do you do it? What gives you nourishment? That's a true testimony of the Spiritist doctrine. Because if we read all of these, and then we can quote, this is actually, by the way, how the Spiritist magazine would look like if you were there. We can quote from each and every book. Yet we're not kind. We have rage, road rage. We yell at the cashier and make a scene at the coffee shop, and then we end up on the internet. We complain about everything. We see everything that is missing. So there's no coherence there. Remember to keep your actions, your manners, your attitude all into words enmeshed in goodness. Forget the reasons for complaint, whichever they may be. Sometimes we do this. We want to one up someone. So someone is coming to you, reflecting, oh, this happened to me. I'm at this crossroad. Oh, you think that's bad? Look what happened to me 10 years ago. And we always want to have the last word. And we can't compare pain because different circumstances lead people to different places. And their suffering is their suffering, your suffering is your suffering, and we conquer it. We take everything that we have now and we know and we apply and we trust and we feel under God's design. You feel it breathing, you don't have to think about it, absorbing the molecules that are given freely by God to us, releasing the tension, observing nature. It's a beautiful time here in Richmond, Virginia, where I am. And then we are seeing the blossoming, of the flowers, the animals, the greenery. And we feel thankful. There is God's design because none of us are there out there creating birds and flowers and bees. There's so much to be grateful for. Leave working and studying. Act upon and constructing in such a way that you're not able to find the probable flaws and possible mistakes of others. Oh, I'm sorry. Live working and studying, acting upon, constructing your own refinement and correction in such a way that you're not able to find the probable flaws and possible mistakes of others. I had to cut off a little piece. So when we are busy working to improve, when we live working and studying, remember the laws of progress. Third part of the Spirit's book. The law is not of laziness, of enjoying yourself at the beach throughout eternity. When we work on our own refinement by doing all the things we saw before, not complaining, not focus on the negative, working, serving, then we don't have time because we're looking for people who need help. We're looking for the elements where you can help. Perhaps your group has a specific action, your neighborhood, your Spiritist center, your workspace. And then we don't see the probable flaws and mistakes of others. So look at the speck on your own eye first instead of noticing the speck on other people's eyes, right? In other words, paraphrasing the Bible. 10 wonderful things for us to promise ourselves. Barely fits on my screen. And Andrea Luiz is saying, to ensure health and balance, you want to do those 10 things. So hopefully this small, short program has encouraged you to go look for the magazine, to download it, to read it. You can order a copy, as I showed you before. So if you will go to thespiritismagazine.org, you'll be able to order. This is issue 13, which was a little bit older. So if you were able to order it, you can have the physical copy. Amazing, amazing graphics. Amazing. Extraordinary care and love goes into this body of work that is very important when we are here transmitting the words of the good spirits to all who can and wants to study. Dear friends, what a blessing to be with you. May you go throughout the week helping and serving. May your fears be conquered. May your heart fill with the love of God for you under His designs. Through prayer, ask for the help of your guardian angels and guides. And God willing, I will see you again next week for another study of the Spiritist magazine. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.